Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today I have for you guys yet again another review. And today I will be reviewing the Halo Infinite Jackal Sniper with the Stalk Rifle. So let's go ahead and look at the box real quick. So starting things off, we have Series 1 Jackal Sniper with the game add-on. And here he is in the box. Nothing too out of the ordinary for a standard Jazwares figure. Got a nice shot at the side of the box. And here's the back of the box, which is the exact same as all the other boxes. And same thing with the side. Nothing too much. And let me go ahead and show you guys the UPC for those of you who want to look for him. There you go. Hopefully that was good enough for you guys. And yeah, so that's a good quick shot look at the box. And without further ado, let's go ahead and take him out. So starting things off with this Jackal Sniper, he has a lot of detail. He has detail all over his legs, all over his arms and his armor. He has blue, he has gray and black for most of his paint, along with red for the feathering, and he has his weapon. And we'll take a good look at him real quick on the display stand, and from there I'll go ahead and show you guys the nitty gritty. But this is a very nice looking figure. The detail is very good for this first wave, and you know, I think as time goes on, Jazwares will improve with their quality. But so far for Series 1, this is really good. And I hope that Jazwares and Wicked Cool Toys keeps up this quality when it comes to these figures, as I'm very much enjoying these figures. So, and this is a very well detailed figure. And I hope to see more of these in the future, not just Jackals, but overall UNSC and Covenant. I won't collect them all, but I will get most of them, or the ones that at least catch my interest. So let's go ahead and look at him a little bit more closer. So the Jackal Sniper has a green base plate, just like all the other figures, which can be connected to other base plates. You just kind of like twist them sideways and they lock in together. So you can just set them up on a shelf and display them next to each other, or however you want to display them. Or you don't even need to use stands. Although with the Jackal, I would recommend using the stand considering his small feet. But let's go ahead and look at the Jackal real quick. So the Jackal Sniper is, you know, I assume that there's going to be Jackal Snipers finally in Halo Infinite again. Which, you know, it's going to be nice to have them back. I'm glad to see the old Jackal, the old Jackal species coming back. I personally prefer these a lot more than I prefer the Halo 4 ones. The Halo 4 ones weren't bad, but I personally prefer these over the Halo 4 ones. So yeah, he's got blue on his forearms, he's got gray all over him, he's got black in there, he's got blue and gray and some dark brown on his legs, on his feet. He has armor. Yeah, it's overall very nice figure. He's got blue right here. It's a very soft piece right here too, which is good, so you don't break it or anything. These shoulder pads, they're pretty big, so you shouldn't have any issues with the articulation. Overall, he's got a very nice painted head, but at least from what I saw in the prototype of this, it actually had like a more dark blue color. It was more like navy blue, I want to say, more like a navy blue. And this is fine right here. This is probably what they're gonna look like in the game, but I kind of like the more darkish navy blue. He's got some nice feathering up here for on his head. They're very squishy too, so if yours come in the package a little bit bent or warped, you can just bend them backwards. You can use some hot water running on the back, but they're very bendy, so you shouldn't worry about breaking them, along with the ones back here on his neck. The ones right here too, on his arm. So you shouldn't be too worried. You shouldn't be worried about breaking them, unless like you're trying to tie a knot with them. Then yeah, you are gonna break them because you're not meant to be that rough with this figure. And so yeah, let's go ahead and look at the articulation of this figure. So for articulation, let's start off pretty basic. You can open up his mouth, pretty wide actually. Give him like a war cry stance. You know, like he just sniped you again. Give him like a war cry stance. He has a little bit of red inside his mouth and painted teeth, which I actually painted. He has swivel articulation right here on the head. Very good range for the neck, I guess you could say, first part of the neck. He can look down that far and look up that far. So it's very good range on the neck. And he has a second joint right here. So we have this joint, and then we have this joint up here for his head. I like these. This is very good articulation. And the neck can move down that much and up that much. So you can get a lot of good posability from the neck. Very, very nice articulation that he has. I'm very, very impressed with this figure. As for the arm, he has full 360 degrees. His shoulder pad does stop him when he gets like down here. It does get a little bit caught, but you can push through it. And as for up and down range, it's pretty good. This shoulder pad is pretty soft, and because of the way it's angled, it won't be getting too much in the way of the Jackal. Unless you try and move it here, then it'll start poking at his neck. But overall, the articulation and the arm is not that bad. It's pretty good. Could be a little bit better, but this will do for a Jackal. And then he has swivel articulation at the elbow. Full 360 degrees. He has up and down motion. It's pretty good. It's at about a 90-degree angle. The hairs don't get in the way, so that's another good thing. I'm glad they did that. The hand too rotates all the way around, and it has a little bit of movement. Not much, just a little bit of movement. And same thing with the other arm. It can again do 360 degrees, move up and down. Same thing with the elbow. Elbow can move back and forth, turn all the way around, and with the hand as well. Again, has that little joint right there. The waist has 2 points of articulation. One at the top, which it is a little bit rough, but you can get it to spin all the way. You just have to push it through. And then you have one more down here. So you have 2 points of articulation for the waist. You can move them right there. You can also move the top separately, which is nice. You know, the more articulation you get in your figure, the better posability it will have. And if you like taking pictures with them, then it'll make for some really good shots. He has very good motion going backwards. Move the arm, he could probably go all the way around. Yeah, it's really, really good. Very, very good articulation here. All the way around, almost. He gets a little bit caught, but side to side, very, very, very good. Excellent articulation. He's got the thigh swivel. Again, very good right here. He has a little bit of movement right here at the knee, I guess you could call this right here. And there is a little bit of a swivel. Same thing down here. Just ever so slightly a little bit of articulation, but I'm glad it was added. Wicked Cool Toys could have just not added it and just left it as one whole piece, but they added the articulation, and they even went ahead and added just a little bit of swivel. And the feet, very generous amount of movement. Very generous. Swivel again, and his other foot and his other leg, same thing. Now move side to side, make him do a split. It sounds a little bit rough. I'm not sure why. I'd have to figure out why it's like that. Jaeger had those same issues where it just sounds really rough. This leg got caught somewhere in here. And I'll have to fix that. He has thigh swivel. Very nice. He has a knee swivel right here. A knee articulation, I should say. And he also has a swivel, same thing as the other leg. He has, again, a little bit of articulation here. A little bit of a swivel. Same thing down here. He has these little painted nails and a little bit of armor here. And I should mention this. All the exposed skin has like a wash, and it really brings out the details of the Jackal. And then again, it really pops out and it makes his figure look excellent. And now let's go ahead and compare him with other figures and also take a look at his weapon. So the Jackal Sniper comes with a brand new weapon. Let's see if it'll focus. There you go. It comes with a brand new weapon called the Stalker Rifle, which I assume is going to be almost like a banished version of the Pulse Carbine that was seen in the trailer. It kind of has a similar shape, but you know, I might be wrong and it's probably a completely different weapon. It's molded in gray and it has red. It's very squishy too. It's very, very bendable. So, especially in the back, very bendable. So you don't have to worry about anything breaking. The peg, it has a peg on the back, but the Jackal himself doesn't have a peg to stick it on his back or anything. But I do have a figure, a Jazwares figure, that does have a peg on the back. At least a spot to put the peg in. It'd be this guy right here. You just stick the peg on the back, and it should hold. Yeah, there you go. It looks pretty nice. This is a very, very nice looking weapon. I am curious to see how this is going to work in game. If it's going to shoot like a single piercing round like a needle rifle or like a beam rifle or carbine. Or if it's going to shoot more like energy based like a focus rifle. But this is a very interesting weapon. Again, I am very excited to see this weapon in game. And now let's see the Jackal with other figures. So here's a Jackal Sniper next to a Spartan. They're on even ground right now. They're both on their own stands. And the Jackal is it's actually a little bit taller than the Spartan, which if I recall, Jackal should actually be shorter than the Spartan. I'm not entirely sure. I think Spartans are like 7 feet tall and the Jackal is about 6 feet tall, so I think there might be a little bit of a height discrepancy there. Give another angle. Okay. There we go. The Spartan's leaning back a little bit. So yeah, that's a pretty good proportion, I guess you could say. The game Jackal's like they're midgets to you, so I don't know how accurate that would be. And now let's put the Jackal next to the Brute Captain. There's obviously a very big height discrepancy and a overall bulk discrepancy. Very, very, very big bulk change. Obviously, Brutes are a lot bigger than Jackals, so that should be expected. Much, much larger figure. And I'm curious to see who the Harbinger is and why these guys are blue and more Covenant-like, why these guys are more reddish, like the Banished. So that's another interesting thing. And last but not least, we will see what the Jackal looks like next to Jackal or Domni. That's a very, it's not a bad height difference. I think that's pretty accurate. I'm pretty sure elites are a little bit taller than Jackals too. Elites are about Spartan size, so I think that's very good in the height department. And now let's put him next to a McFarlane figure. These McFarlane figures are not the same scale as the Jackal. The Jackal is 3.75 inch, and the McFarlane figures, I believe, are 6-inch figures. I'm not sure. So, correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section. I would very much appreciate that. And because most of my content has been around Mega Constructs, I'll just bring in a Mega Constructs figure just for sake of it. Just so you can get kind of a scale of like the size difference. And yeah. And one last thing, he pegs into the stand pretty well. I usually recommend use a stand as he does have trouble standing up with these little feet right here. And because he's so upper body, his upper body's much heavier and he has a lot of upper body weight, I would recommend you just keep him on this stand so he doesn't fall over. And when you walk around your room and so you don't have him toppling over. So yeah, that's about it for the review. I hope you guys enjoy. I'm sorry if I've been a little bit slacking lately. I'm gonna start pushing out more content hopefully, and I appreciate those who've been sticking around with me the entire time. And yeah, without further ado, I think that's the end of the video. So if you liked it, then leave a like down below, comment if you liked it, and tell me anything I can improve on, maybe a different display, tell me any video suggestions you guys would like to see, subscribe, and go and follow my Instagram where I post random things on there and updates. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you guys so much for sticking along and for bearing with me. I very much appreciate it. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out, y'all.